Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time for Rilee. Thank you so much for that. I apologize for the lateness of this video. I did not own the film, so it took me a bit to find it. Plus, I've just been busy with other requests and stuff that came before that. Fair warning, I'm not a fan of this movie. At the same time, I don't remember much about the movie. It's a found footage film. There's been a lot of found footage films I do like. I mean, I have a whole list on this site called Letterboxd that has like, I was writing like top 100 found footage films. By the time I got to like 40, it was getting the films I was disliking. But there's about 40 some that I do like or love. Either pseudo, aka mockumentaries, pseudo documentaries, like Mungo, Savage Land. The Tunnel's kind of a mix of that and found footage. There's ones I like. I love the Blair Witch Project. Butterfly Kisses is one I enjoyed. As Above, So Below. You know, there's other stuff. This one, I didn't really get the hype for it. It just seemed typical for me. I don't know. But anyway, let's get to it. I'm like a minute in, minute and a half. If anyone wants to request any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, video game playthroughs, re-reviews, whatever, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. So 3, 2, 1, pressing play. From Anchor Bay Entertainment releases. Is Stars even around anymore? It probably is. It's just I never hear of Stars. The last time I heard of Stars is when they had the Evil Dead TV show. Following film is based on natural events. I've heard that's BS. This is not based on natural events. They just said that for bullshit reasons, but I'm not sure if you look hard enough, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you can find something similar, but on January 14, 2007, 14-year-old Megan Stewart disappeared. 3 weeks later, her best friend Amy Herman also vanished. The film was assembled using cell phone transmissions, computer files, home videos, and public news reports. Megan is missing. Tuesday, January 2nd, 2007. I mean, the first time we hear these characters talk, they're talking like they're with the Kardashians or they want to hang out with Paris Hilton. Oh my god, how fucking stupid is it to work or go to school a day after New Year's? Is it so stupid? Yeah, fuck some guy new over and then get pregnant. Kind of what happened in my school. There was, I'm not going to mention the name, but there was someone who did get pregnant, I think. And then something happened where I think something health-wise happened, and during graduation she was in like a wheelchair. I can't remember the details. I didn't look into it because I'm like, it's none of my business. But that's why you have to be careful on that shit. And also, I forgot that these were 14-year-olds, so... Because they keep saying the age of the characters are 14. Jesus Christ. Well, that got elevated to the 12th power. I pay for it, I get to smash it. Jesus Christ. I mean, that went from 0, like, if ten's the highest, that went to 12. I mean, when you introduce a mother character being that insane from the get go, either A, she seemed like would be a villain, completely psychotic, or B, if I don't know, I mean, I guess just to showcase how disenchanted Bacon is in her home life, I guess. So this is her friend Amy, age 13, born January 10, 1993. I forgot like how young these characters are from this movie, 13 and 14. Now, are we supposed to assume that these people just record their shit from the computers? Like all their conversations they record? You know what I mean? Whereas like these all from phone transmissions and computer transmissions. I'm like, it gets to the point like, why are they recording this stuff? Like for example, why was Maiden recording a footage of talking with two friends who are showing drugs? Like think about that. The previous scene, Maiden and the other friends are. I mean, maybe you say the other friends are recording, but why are the other friends recording? Why would Maiden? If Maiden was recording, that'd be stupid because yeah, I'm gonna record this other person showing me drugs, and my mom being all freaky and not delete it because it's embarrassing. The other people, yeah, I'm gonna record this stuff where I showed drugs and try to entice the 14-year-old into sex. And I mean, well, there she reached over, like recording something. But like here, are we supposed to assume that they just record every footage? But I guess that's the thing is with any of these found footage stuff. I mean, if I'm being fair, you could say the same thing for I don't know, Searching with John Cho. So if I complain about this, I'd have to complain about Searching with John Cho. But at the least, I don't remember Searching saying this is all footage we recovered. So it didn't go that route. Here, you're telling the audience this is all footage we recovered, and now we have that information in our heads. Now we're thinking, how the hell did this all happen? Some so this guy on the right is having a party, and he doesn't want this other girl Amy to come on by. And Megan says if she doesn't come to the party, then I don't. Saturday, January 6, 2007. Right, obviously there's the party hardy. And of course, yes, I am the boring guy that did not go to parties like this. What can I say? I'd rather stay at home with my hand in my pants, watching a movie, and drinking and relaxing and enjoying, and not worry about a bunch of mouth breathers. Plus, to be honest, I mean, they didn't really have this kind of stuff because we lived in a town in the middle of nowhere in Iowa. So they didn't really have stuff like this. So these are, and $10 to get into the party. Jesus, what a way to. So there we got a bunch of kids, 13, 14-year-olds doing drugs, being stupid, getting high, probably don't get some sex situations. What is it, Euphoria? It's like watching fucking Euphoria. Maybe because like I'm 40 years old, so watching this and knowing these are 13, 14-year-old characters, I'm like, I feel wrong just watching this shit. Maybe that's part of my reaction. Maybe because I'm an old guy, I don't want to watch a bunch of fucking underage 13, 14-year-olds bristling their bodies towards each other and just. If they're like 20 years old, or 25 years old, 25 years old, I'd be more comfortable. Well, whatever. People would say whatever fucking name calling they want. That's just my opinion on it. And all this is just them partying. I mean, so what have we done in the first 10 minutes? They party. Madian has some friction with her mom. Madian is friends with this girl. Was it Amy? I'm bad with names. And they go to this party getting high and getting through whatever. And this girl obviously ain't having a good time. I don't even know why the fuck you go to this party in the first place. Like, that's the thing, like, either you drink, do drugs, smoke, or sex. I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't smoke, and sex I don't consider a public sport. Private sport, fine, but not public sport. Not to voyeur's the wrong word I'm thinking. I'm not a, what is it? When you want people to watch, I forget. Exhibitionist. I think that's the right term for it. And here's the thing, like the first impression is pretty important in these kind of movies because we're seeing it's like we're part of the group. And the first impression is okay, these are low level drunk Stevie teenagers. And I wouldn't want to hang out with them if I was 13, 14 years old, let alone now. I'm much, much older. I'm old enough to be their fucking dad now. So bear with me. I'm sorry. Just how I feel. And like I said, I have seen this film. I wasn't a fan of it. But I don't remember a damn thing about this movie. I'll say that. I don't remember anything on this movie. Except I know it has one of those. I remember it has one of those endings that's, not a happy ending. Like a lot of these type of movies. So, of course, people are making moves on the more innocent person and they don't go too far. Ooh, shit, right across the face. Also, who's recording this shit? Who's this fucking smart genius to record? Let me record people drink. We're underage, so let's record us drinking, doing drugs, and doing illegal shit. So that if someone gets the footage, we're all in deep shit. That makes a lot of sense. Of course, Megan sucking dick because it was the only way to get her friend into the damn party. Is it pulling her fucking hair? At this point, I would just leave the fucking party and go home. I mean, it's just my type of thing. Me, it's in this chair with this bill of yellow, watching a movie in the comfort of everything around me is silent. No loud ass music. Even the music it's playing isn't my cup of tea. Give me some AC/DC or Metallica. And there you go. And this scene is going on for a long time, it feels like. Like, we get the point. People getting more high. People getting more drunk. They don't want the one girl there. So, like, whatever. Kind of that reaction, whatever. Is someone on OD or something? Well, you get some lesbian action there. Some kissing. Oh my god, two women kissed. Ooh, gusha gusha squirt squirt. And welcome to the Pute Show. The girl no one wanted puked all over them while they were kissing. At least here, Megan is being a decent person, trying to cheer this person up. This person feels very depressed, very. Now, see, here, okay, obviously the title tells you Megan ultimately is going to go missing. Now, if this was, okay, Megan is the only friend of this girl. Like I said, I'm trying to remember what the hell happens in this movie. Oh, this film gets a 4.6 on IMDb. That's funny. For some reason, I thought this was a much higher. So now she's telling a story about this counselor who was 17 doing stuff to her when she was 10. Fuck. So the guy who made this did episodes of The Rookie with Nathan Fillion, episode of that Swamp Thing show in 2019, Riverdale. I guess he's worked on that Avatar: The Last Airbender live action show that's coming out next year. The film was shot for $30,000 to $35,000. Anchor Bay Films gave this a limited theatrical release in 2011. Marketed as an educational film, Maidens Missing was banned in New Zealand and has been heavily criticized by critics for its depiction of sexual violence and brutal imagery. The director wrote the script in 10 days and shot the film over a week. It's one of the first computer screen films. Computer screen films. Obviously, Maidens not happy. So obviously, this is establishing you have two people who have their own damaged feel of their own livelihood. Maiden, who's more popular, but has a very bitchy mother and hates it there. The other one is not popular with anybody except Maiden. Let me go into what's the plot. On Amy's birthday, she records a video diary on her new camera of her and Maiden. Maiden relates her life story to Amy and reveals that her stepfather is in prison for raping her at the age of 9. She explains that her hostile relationship with her mother is due to her never forgiving Maiden for reporting him to authorities. Amy hugs and comforts her. So Amy starts talking with some guy named Josh who doesn't reveal himself, saying his camera's broken. Maiden starts liking him, then meets him, and she vanishes. And then Amy launches an investigation into Maiden's disappearance. Hmm. Oh, this is where she reveals. A few years after its release, a production company in Mexico approached the director to make a Spanish language remake of the film with a Mexican cast. He declined the offer as he did not want to revisit the grim subject matter. However, he stated that he has theorized making a sequel, but no progress has been made due to there being no angle for him to take the story. That's true. I mean, spoiler alert, the two characters here, Maiden and Amy, are best friends. They share secrets. They chat with guys online. And in a few days, they will never be seen again. So, yeah, so pretty much what happens is Megan goes missing, and Amy looks for it. Then Amy gets taken, and Amy goes missing. And then footage is found where this guy says, "Go in this barrel and you'll live." She opens it. Megan's body is there, dead, decomposing. Amy's put in there with her friend, and the barrel's pushed to a fucking piece of the forest and buried, and they're just left there to die. The end. So that's what it's leading up to. So, there you go. So it makes me go, who the fuck is this girl Lex? And why didn't this guy go for Lex? Unless Lex is part of it. So now, I mean, now that I've kind of looked up to refresh my memory on this, it makes me wonder, this Lex girl, did she know what was going on, or was it this guy was trying to maybe stalk her, but then now she got baited on this guy? So now this is Amy's video diary. Who's into toys and stuffed doll? I mean, she's what, 13? That's understandable. You're 13 years old. I mean, hell. But I'm not going to judge people. If people are fucking 30 years old, they're into it. As long as they're not hurting anybody, then sure, why not? So a lot of this is build up of the friendship between these two, Megan and Amy, Amy and Megan. So Megan has a troubled home life, while Amy seems to have a good home life. So again, this is just showcasing just how Amy's life seems to be better at home. She has a mom and a dad. The mom seems pretty nice and easygoing. She's got a cat. She is bullied in school, but everything's fine. On the flip side, Megan's popular at school, but Megan has a shit home life, including a mom that's very angry and upset, and her room place doesn't seem nearly as nice as Amy's. So now she's talking to this guy who has no camera because he was busted. And that's the thing. I mean, here's the thing with found footage movies. Found footage movies are an interesting subgenre to me because, granted, it's not a new thing. I mean, even Blair Witch Project was not the first one. There were movies before that. Yeah, bits and pieces of it in Cannibal Holocaust. There was a film called 84 Charlie Moped, which was a Vietnam drama where a cameraman is with a platoon unit in Vietnam, and it's a not a lot of action. There's a teeny bit, but it's more of the Vietnam experience. Motion picture. So like that was different and refreshing. I think there's one called Man Bites Dog that I do remember seeing vaguely. That was the early '90s. So there were films of that nature. But Blair Witch Project tipped the doors open with it. And I loved it. That was the first time I ever experienced with it. So while technically it's not the first, I always keep thinking Blair Witch is it was the first that introduced me to it. And I guess even then, like that was, God, that was what, 24 years ago now? 1999, 2009, 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23. Holy shit. At this November, so we're going to come across the 25th anniversary of that movie. Didn't realize that. Holy shit. It is going to be the 25th anniversary. Kids, can we please have something for the 25th anniversary of Blair Witch Project? Something? Could some company say, let's put some money and really get the bells and whistles of a Blair Witch Project release? Fucking 25th anniversary. Come on now. But anyway, around that time, you had the last broadcast, and some people thought Blair Witch guys ripped off the last broadcast. But even if that was the case, last broadcast I thought was boring as hell. Boring as hell. The type of droning voice narration that's a good sleeping pill. So as the years went on, success of Blair Witch Project, you saw a lot more movies of its type being made. Yeah, the same, for instance, like a year later in 2000, you had the St. Francisville experiment, which was, or was it? Oh, I forgot what it was. Not Artisan, because that was Blair Witch Project at the time. What the hell was it? Trimark? I think it was Trimark. Pretty much these four teenagers investigating a haunted house, and I liked it for what it was, but again, because I was fascinated with the gimmick of it all. And then soon you would have, years later, Paranormal Activity films, The Last Exorcism, just a constant flow of these type of movies, some more successful than others. And then even that, you got mockumentaries, which is nothing new. I mean, This is Spinal Tap did it way back in the day. But again, Population Zero I like. That's more of a drama. That's a mockumentary. There's one called Howard's Mill. You want to say Howard's End, but I think that's that's a different drama. Howard's Mill. Howard's Mill. Savage Land I liked. I've listed some of them before at the beginning, but They're Watching I enjoyed. And Searching with John Cho, with these done like this with computer screens, that one I very much enjoyed. Love Searching with John Cho. So now we're establishing, for those who may not be watching the film, they're just watching this. If you are, please comment, because I'm curious to see who watches these. If you are watching this and you're this far, please comment anything. And I'd be very curious to see who watches these. But pretty much, she's talking with this guy, Josh. Supposed to meet him. He wasn't there. She's getting pissed off. For one, I think he's going to describe what she was wearing to prove that he was there. And so she's paying more attention to this guy and less attention to her friend Amy. Afterwards, we've established that Maiden wants to get the fuck out of there. Doesn't have the best home life. But at the same time, see, with Searching with John Cho, I thought that was a very good story that was very well told, where you've established in a great opening the death of this mother from cancer who tried to overcome it, and Sally caught up with her. The separation of father and daughter. Things are okay, but awkward and not the best. They treat each other okay, but they're far apart. And because of this, he finds out more about his daughter, what was going on. And then you get that great bit at the end where she's talking to her dad, and she changes her photo from a picture of just her and her mom to now a picture of her and her dad. Just sort of the accepting of her dad, caring deeply. Like, she cares for her dad, but even more so. And she's got her dad now. It's not about what she doesn't have. It's about what she does have. And she has her dad, who was her savior, her protector, saved her life, helps her along the way. That acceptance, like I say, it was a nice way of telling the story without even dialogue in that scene, just visually. This, on the other hand, like, we know, based on the title, even if I didn't, I've seen this film once before, but I barely remember it. The title tells you what's going to happen with this person. The beginning, that these two people disappear, you know what's going to happen. Granted, you say the same thing with Blair Witch Project, but there's much more of a mythology behind it. Here, it's, she's talking with this guy who doesn't want to show his face. Interesting. Obviously, there's a reason for that. We'll have a bust. So he doesn't have a fucking phone? So I have a busted camera. So he doesn't have any webcam. He doesn't have any phone. A friend's phone to borrow. Nothing at all. And then, despite all the warning signs, red alert, red alert, red alert, she goes along with it. And it's just, I'm seeing one person made in here who, because of past trauma, is making not the best decisions. Amy, on the right here, is adamant because this is really her only friend, and wants to make sure she's doing, making the right decision. And then when she's gone, to help. So I mean, to be fair, he did show them his picture. I mean, there's a lot of people online that talk and don't show their face. I mean, even there's YouTubers that do tons of videos and never show their face. To be fair, but again, it's just that we, the audience, know. So I guess you say, well, it's that hopeful tension of, you know, the shoe's going to drop. You know, things are going to get bad. It's just a matter of when. But it's not even a matter of how. You know that this guy's not up to good. And if she ever does decide to meet, it's going to end up bad. And obviously, it's not going to be at a party where it's public. It's going to be somewhere private. And, I don't know. I mean, maybe also with being found footage, I'm not a fan of depressing endings. And you say, well, that's most found footage. Well, that's a funny thing. There's like a 2-3% chance, and those are usually the movies I gravitate towards. Maybe that's why mockumentaries are pretty more interesting as well. Stuff like The Tunnel and Howard's Mill and the Population Zero was more drama, and I did Savage Land because it's more of these interviews. Horror in the High Desert. The second one was okay, but I prefer the first one. Okay, the camera's just sitting there. Camera just, yeah, the camera, for some reason the camera just sat there. I don't know why. That was, so that was the reason, because it's this final moment of her being gone, and that's kind of the symbolizing this. Of course, no one wants to talk to her, so she can get a bead on her friend. I mean, I guess, here's the thing though. Maybe what this film could have done, when it says that both of them disappeared, I mean, on that one poster that was, I looked on my phone, it was on the Wikipedia, and then at the beginning that both of them disappeared, that even gives more of a clue that this guy's the culprit. Now, if it was just Maiden is missing, they really make you focus that it's just her and her alone. Then you could go into, okay, maybe more than likely, that's the thing. This guy, for me, in a better story, would be the red herring. Like, such an obvious red herring. But this is such a fake newscaster, though. I don't know, just something about this newscaster just seemed really fake. I don't know what it is. And maybe I'm being so mean because literally, as I record this, a few days ago, I recorded a commentary for Lake Mungo for Psycho Hobo, which is another, that's a documentary, a fake documentary, where it's a family, a mom, a dad, and a son trying to deal with the grief of their daughter, the son's sister, their daughter, the kid's sister, the girl dying, Maybe we see their ghosts, the little twists and turns. That's some nice twists and turns that get you involved in the mystery, take you on this journey. And for me, which is a better acted, much more better in terms of characterizations, much more interesting mystery story. You think it's one thing, then oh shit, it's actually this other thing. That was just a much better, in my opinion, better made with the way it's photographed and even these news bulletins. I mean, this feels like something that would, be on a YouTube thing, not a news program. I don't know. Maybe it's the font, especially the bottom there. It's like just something about it. I don't know what it is. Granted, I wouldn't know how to do it, but and to be fair, if I mean they only had 30 some thousand dollars, you know, they did what they could. But I was saying like the guy like it would have been interesting if Megan actually did run away. That you think, oh my god, it's gotta be this guy, it's gotta be this guy. He has all the red herrings. You make it really apparent that it's this guy, it's gotta be this guy, and then you come to find out that actually Megan did run away, and she did not want to. So now there's video footage that a guy grabbed her arm and dragged her. That seems a bit weird that the guy would have all this original security camera footage of Megan Stewart's abduction. So she goes up, grabs it, drags her away. Almost like, hey, come with me. They'd be like, wow, you don't look like your picture. Footage enlarged 200%. It would be interesting to see a movie like this done with no dialogue, only with text and footage like this. That'd be tough, but that'd be interesting to see that attempt. Not saying it would be successful, but that would be interesting to see. Footage enlarged 500%. What is it not Median? Is it trying to see who this guy is? What are you supposed to learn from that? Saturday, January 20th, 2007. Why are you talking to the Josh dude? Makes no fucking sense. Oh yeah, this guy is really convincing. I don't know. Maybe she skipped up with that guy before I got there. Oh yeah, give him the Oscar for believable performance. Why is this girl talking with this guy that won't show himself on fucking camera or a fucking phone or anything? Uh, her last whereabout was supposed to meet this guy who you're the one. I mean, Like all these warning signs and no one fucking pays attention. Just makes you go. I don't know why you'd be talking with this guy in the first place, and then even then just shut the shit off. Like goddamn. Nothing she didn't do for 100 days before. Okay. Okay, after that conversation, you'd be like, I'm never going to talk to this person again. It's just been 2 weeks. Well, I mean, I appreciate Amy for actually coming forward and talking about this. Brad obviously didn't do her much good. Fuck are these bitches talking about? Mating left because of her? How about you explain? How is she gone because of her? Explain, you dumb bitch. Fuck is she talking about? What the fuck are you talking about, you dumb bitch? You know what? Now I think about it, her reaction seemed really fucking weird. I wonder now. She keeps saying how it's all your fault because of you and I loved her and it's your fault. Here's my hypothesis. Could absolutely be wrong. And like I said, I saw the film once, I remember it. That girl Lex, right? She was in love with Maiden to the point of this Lex girl maybe did know this guy Josh. Well, Josh. Because she's the one who told Megan about Josh. So maybe Lex went, okay, I know this guy, or I hired this guy, or whatever the fuck. Oh, there's a guy right behind there watching. But maybe Lex knew this guy, and he was hired kind of to kidnap her for a bit. I don't know for how long, I don't know for what purpose, maybe to let her go, and I don't know. Somehow Lex would fall in love with her. I mean, maybe would fall in love with Lex or something. I don't know what the fuck the purpose would have been though. Just if it was, I don't know. Obviously, the guy. If that was the case, then she'd have to be let go sooner or later, and the guy's face still would have been recognizable. She still would have. I don't know. Actually, now that I think about that, doesn't make sense either. So I don't know what the fuck Lex is talking about. I don't know how it's Amy's fault. Unless somehow Lex knew what the guy was doing. I don't fucking know. Now, this doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Number one, she's still talking to this guy, this psycho guy. Number two, why would the cops not have any type of equipment to capture the guy's voice, to capture the guy's stuff? Like, why not? Think about that. Okay, you said this guy's doing stuff. So the cops are not going to have any type of equipment and go, okay, this guy contacts again. Or it's like, okay, you think this guy did it? Okay, let's put up a little operation and record what he says and stuff like that. We'll keep this going. Just they would have recorded that. Or hell, have a fucking camera recording it and show it to the cops. This guy threatened me and my mom and all this. Find a way to like, okay, let's find a way to maybe track this guy, track his signal, whatever the case may be. And this whole thing here doesn't make any sense either. We're going to reenact the thing, and somehow that's going to create more fucking reenacting is somehow is going to like all this stuff here was not caught on camera, so you wouldn't know what the fuck any of this stuff was. Like maybe you see these reenactments on like Unsolved Mysteries or something, but do they really do a lot of this dramatization? It's Zallywin. The owner of the website contacted the FBI because of the disturbing nature of the photos. Two photos of a girl later identified to be Megan Stewart were posted on the fetish website. These photos had never been previously released to the public. So that was January. They say this is in March. Very creepy images made in like these like torture devices. February 4th, 2007. So we went forward to March with these photos. That would go back to February. Why is this girl going out to the middle of fucking nowhere with no one around? This guy just said, I know where you live and your mom and all this stuff. And why the fuck are you going to the middle of nowhere? And then lo and behold, you got taken. Big fucking surprise. Wouldn't the girl go to the cops and go, yeah, this guy just threatened me and my mom? Yeah, that's why, the no Amy tried to talk to you and you guys didn't give a shit about any of it. And why was that girl Lex being so pissed off and saying it was Amy's fault? I don't. Again, if she was working with the killer, like, why did you have Amy? Why did you have Megan taken in the first place? For what purpose? What was your end goal? There was no ransom demand. Well, you don't. Footage is a short piece of news footage not previously broadcast. Amy's video camera was found in a trash container near the Angeles National Forest on March 12, 2007. Would you really not just throw it in a trash like that? I guess, it's like, okay, who would look at that as that? Or he wanted them to find it, I guess. The file 22 minutes of footage from Amy's camera, unedited and unaltered. Images her being steered and tortured for the finale of the film. Spoiler alert. Her friend is dead in a barrel. She just put into the barrel, gets dumped. The end. Highly doubt his real name is Josh, by the way. I know he's calling him Josh, but I highly doubt he gave his real name. Pretty much gonna be a lot of streaming. The guy has to say, "My name's not Josh." So he splashed a bunch of water on her. So obviously he wants the footage to be found. That's why he's filming all this. But I know, in fairness, this is a horror film, so it's meant to horrify the viewer, and the hope from the director is that this finale will horrify viewers and do his job successfully. Maybe for me, I've seen so many movies like this that were made where someone's been taken or tortured or whatever. You already know where this is going, so you're already ahead of the curve. Yeah, I know you just say it for other films, but like I said, you never find out what this guy's purpose is, what he wants out of it. It's just the shits and giggles. Whatever the case may be. So gives her some food. No, a bear. Just to degrade and stuff of that nature. Because you gotta remember, this is supposed to be a 13-year-old girl. So we have a 13-year-old girl and pretty much bra and panties, eating from a bowl while a guy is moving a teddy bear next to her. And I'm like, I don't want to watch a girl, 13-year-old, in bra and panties. And I just, it's Stevie. It's disturbing, but not on the level this director wants to be. It's just, I don't know. Understandably so. Look how many people complain about cuties. But yet, we have an underage. I don't know how old the actress really is in real life. But it's supposed to be a 13-year-old girl in bra and panties going through this. It just, maybe people view, well, this is meant to be disturbing or horrific, while cuties is not. It's horrific for different reasons. I don't find this stuff entertaining. Do I find it scary? No, because I don't know. Real life, paying the bills is scarier than movies. So I just don't get scared by movies. So I want to be either invested in the characters or the writing or the story, or I want to be entertained with action, well done spectacle, banter, humor, whatever the case may be, depending on each film. So I watch something like this. It's like I don't get steered in movies. I'm not saying that just to prop myself up. I just don't. There's a lot of streaming, humiliating the girl, streaming, humiliating the girl, streaming, humiliating the girl, and I try to sit there go, yep, we got more of her streaming. Yep, we got more of her being humiliated. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And just not my kind of movie. Torture movie, where the case may be. Now the idea here is obviously she's being forcefully, and you just see her face and hear her screaming. Obviously, because of her age, that means taking her virginity, all this stuff, and I just kind of sit there go, okay, now what? That's kind of my reaction because, like, if I wasn't recording a comedy, I would just fast forward through it. Okay, I get the idea, and it's just not what I'm into watching, or whatever the case may be. Now she's not streaming anymore. Now she's kind of zoned out. And we see his bloody hands, so we get the idea. Obviously, she was damaged during it. And just a very nihilistic movie. You have a girl who was unpopular in school, was bullied for no good reason, pure innocence, which I'm sure is the director's intention, writer-director's intention, tried to do the right thing to find her friend, where nobody else would, got taken, got tortured, got raped, bleeding, and ultimately is killed. The end. And you say, well, Sally, that's what happens in real life. What can you do? I'm like, yeah, I know what happens in real life. I know that. I don't need to see it represented in a movie. And it's like I know it. I don't know how else to word it, man. I really don't. And there's still 17 minutes left of the movie. How's there still 17 minutes of this left? For fuck's sake. Still 17 fucking minutes left of this fucking movie. And yeah, I mean, there's a reason why this gets a 4.6 on IMDb. There's her friend Megan in the barrel. That's the shock moment. The oh shit moment, I should say, where you see the remains of Megan rotting away in the barrel. So the camera's now down. We hear the scuffling. She's trying to escape, but obviously it's not going to happen because, of all that jazz. And say, well, we know what happened to Megan. She didn't go well, she went missing, but now she went dead. Now this girl's about ready to go dead, so. Yeah, that's the movie. Again, just trying to sit there going, okay. Alright. Yep, that's the movie. That's how it is. That's how it goes. One more. Can I say? What more can I say? Just you get the idea she's put in the barrel. And that's all she pretty much wrote. I was going to bury the barrel. And just going to bury the barrel, barrel. Dun 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 dun. It is what it was, what it were, what it am. Bum 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 bum. That's the thing, like, you just sitting there going, okay. I don't know what else to say about it. It is what it is with this thing. It is what it is. Now we get this slow ass scene where he's just digging, gonna bury it, buries it. And it's just the girl baiting. Obviously, this guy ain't gonna listen, like we already know. So it's like, oh, you know what? Psych. So this thing, like, I don't even need to see anymore. Like, I mean, I'll let it keep playing out, but because it's just a guy digging and a girl baiting, a guy digging and a girl baiting, and that's it. And it still says there's 12 minutes and 45 seconds left of the movie. Because we gotta watch every fucking pile of dirt this guy digs up. Because in the back of your head, of course, you know this is a movie and you know its intention. And you just sitting there going, okay, I got the intention already. Got the intention. Yeah, we got every fucking pile of dirt he's got to dig up. For some fucking reason. Josh ain't listening, lady. Josh don't give a fuck. If he did, he wouldn't be digging. But I guess you say she doesn't know he's digging. fucking god, man. Like, is this really going to be like 5 minutes just this guy fucking dating? I might as well put it back on just to have something to do. Since they just don't dig. Maybe the China. Maybe we just did the fucking China. She's coughing, she's coughing, she's coughing some more. Saying the guy's name Josh. This open listen just saying all sorts of bullshit. Just, what, you want me to say you're the master? You want me to say you're the king? You are. I trust you. You can trust me too. Please help. Blah, blah, blah. Just all sorts of stuff that's not going to matter because we already know how this is going to end. So this is all just all for naught bullshit. I mean, to be honest, it just becomes fucking boring. Boring. To watch a guy fucking dig for literally. It's been literally almost 4 minutes. It's been almost 4 fucking minutes that we listened to this guy fucking dig for 4 minutes. Watching this guy dig for 4 minutes. Now she's talking about, oh, I love you, your eyes, all this other stuff. This guy does not give a fuck. Well, he stopped dating at least. After fucking 5 minutes. Or 4 minutes. 4 to 5 minutes of fucking dating. But it's going to push the barrel in now. Now it's just going to be her like baiting. And obviously it's not going to work. Great, we're going to be another 5 minutes him to cover the hole up. Took him 4 or 5 minutes to dig the hole. Now it's going to be another fucking 5 minutes to bury the barrel in the hole. Oh my god. That's the thing though, any amount of horror will dissipate because the audience would just look as if they'll be fucking bored. Like, honestly, they would see this at home. And you know what they do? They would take a fucking remote control, or if it was on DVD, or use their browser and move it. 30 seconds, still digging. That's what the fuck they be doing. Because there's no story, there's no plot, there's nothing going on, just her baiting again and again and again and again. And he's digging a hole. Now he's undigging the hole. Girl, his name isn't even Josh. You want to see a movie with Josh? Go watch The Blair Witch Project. The fucking finale of the Blair Witch Project in the house is fucking shorter than this goddamn dating scene, and more shit happened. They go upstairs. His baby's downstairs. Mike. Camera goes. Credits. You're like, oh shit. It's kind of like this rising, and you reach that peak. Like in a drama, Rocky. Huds Adrian. Where's your hat? I love you. Freeze frame. You're at the height. You let the audience at the height. Blair Witch Project. You leave them at the height of fear. Then credits. Here, honestly, what they could have done is freeze frame on Megan's corpse in the barrel. You freeze frame on Megan's corpse in the barrel with her streaming, Amy streaming. Credits. Or text and then credits. Does then in your mind you're thinking, okay, Amy wasn't found, so she's probably in the barrel too. This is just string this along so fucking long that even if you had an interest in this movie, it would dissipate by this point. Dissipate. Completely fucking dissipate. So now the guy picked up the flashlight, he's going away, there's only 3 minutes left, and you have the credits. He did so fucking long, the sun's coming up. He took so fucking long digging, the goddamn sun is coming up. Of course, this is the middle of nowhere, by some random trees, so no one's going to find the barrel. Obviously, there's a showcase to the audience that there's no way they could be saved. There's no one around. By the time no one's ever going to find them. Missing. Well, how are they fucking... Well, these are the missing posters. But obviously, they're not missing. They're dead. We know what happened to them. And now the, like, footage during the credits of them just hanging out with each other. Yeah, this film just sucks, in my opinion. It just fucking blows, and it sucks. If people like this film, teach their own. Obviously, I'm not alone in disliking the film because it's got a fucking 4.6 on IMDb. I'm curious what some of the user reviews say. Because obviously, I'm not alone in disliking the film. It's hard to watch, but there's two reasons for that. The first is that the found footage used in the film to be long and drawn out, creating a tedious viewing experience. Most of the acting is also lacking, breaking the illusion that the film is based on actual lost footage. Yeah. I mean, the acting is not grade A acting. It's not. I watch a lot of movies and I've come across kid-related stuff before. Hard Candy, The Woodsman, Hound Dog. Let's see. The guy was writing broken English. Very strange film. Serious subject matter, but feels more like a Hallmark true lifer on the dangers of the internet. The acting is hammy and becomes entirely camp when mock footage of news shows get added to the mix. The only moment close to shocking at this stage is a short and slightly uncomfortable description of one girl's abuse suffered as a kid. That's the camp. Probably with the as a 10-year-old. Then suddenly, with very little foreshadowing, it turns to a disturbing snuff movie for 22 minutes. A prolonged rape of a 13-year-old in real time is probably something you should be aware of. 3 out of 10 stars for its ability to truly impact the emotional impact, even if it's discussed as a message to teenagers regards internet stranger danger. Completely gratuitous. I wouldn't even say that. I mean, the first part of the movie is pretty poorly written, and acting wasn't terribly much better. Far too much of this movie was told to us instead of shown, which is a surefire way to make you not care about characters that the finale requires you to care about. If a character has to tell you that they're broken, instead of you seeing it revealed through their own actions, and the revelation of those weaknesses, in the revelation of the awareness of those weaknesses, then you haven't made me feel for the character's inherent sadness. I think making this found footage film was a mistake. While I'm sure it was done to try to bump the realism factor, the genre itself is so limiting that it forces awkward scenes and also some very strange moments like Maddie and Amy doing some sort of video chat on their phones when they're literally on their way to each other, apparently a very short distance. It also forces one to question who in the film was recording all these Skype sessions and why were they recording them. That's what I said, yeah. Moving beyond that, crucial points of the film are also deep in plot holes. When the Amy character finally goes to the police about Megan's possible kidnapper, after strangely not telling them about him earlier, before the odds of her being alive shrink dramatically, they plaster her name and face all over the news. That sort of thing does not happen. Well, that's true. They would keep her quiet, anonymous, just in case. Additionally, if all of Megan's Skype sessions were recorded, wouldn't the police know about Josh beforehand? Also, if Josh is going around posting photos of Megan on message boards, then there's obviously a way to track him, unless we're expected to believe that Josh is not only a kidnapper, rapist, and murderer, but also a computer whiz. Well, I was saying, if she's still talking to this Josh character, and the police know, hey, she gave us this information, and when you have some type of thing to watch her, tracker, all that type of stuff. If this guy calls again, we'll be here to track it. The girl's kept prisoner, raped and then stuffed in a barrel with, yeah, you saw her coming a mile away, her dead friend. Then we sit through a man digging a hole for 10 minutes while Amy, clearly not seeing where this is going, tries to talk her way out of the barrel. She seems to think if you let me go, I won't tell anyone, we'll be taken seriously. To top it off, even during the brief moments of these last 22 minutes when she's not chained up, Amy makes absolutely no attempts to escape. At one point, there is clearly a jagged piece of metal a few inches from her head. She never goes for it. She just keeps crying for help. I agree. I'll give credit to this person. Gavin Hellfire. October 26, 2012. He left that user review. I perfectly get what he's coming from. Horrible and creepy, but not in a good way. 1 out of 10. The acting was abysmal. 3/4 of the movie was very bad. Last 20 minutes is weird, unnecessary, exploitative, and 2 out of 10. Disturbing, yes. Entertaining, no. No cinematography. It does spread awareness, it is, but I still hated the progression of the storyline. Bad acting. Amy didn't have a lot of friends, so she could have told everything to her parents. I felt like if her best friend went missing, my mom would be really scared for me and not let me go outside to parts by myself. Meanwhile, Amy was chilling with her bear in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, that was really fucking stupid too. This guy even threatened you, and you'd go into the middle of fucking nowhere with your fucking bear. oh, she's naive and innocent. Whatever. So with that said, I wasn't a fan. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.